How you guys doing? Staying warm? Hopefully your car started okay this morning. Holy crap.
I'm worried about pipes and wells and stuff like that.
You worried about what?
Pipes and wells.
Yeah.
800 feet down.
800 feet down, you'll be okay. It's 3 feet down.
Well, I worry about it getting all the way up.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. Well, from what I understand, this is my own personal experience living in Bend for a decade. We've got a pond, 3,000-gallon pond that runs all winter long. As long as you keep it moving, it's okay. And as long as if you have fish in the pond, keep a hole in the ice to let it off gas.
Our well house is heated.
Yes. So as long as the surface is clear, you'll be okay.
Our koi did die.
Well, if it freezes solid, they're going to. If you keep up, we've had pretty good luck. We haven't lost any fish over the winters. We lose them to things like herons. But the winters, I mean, it freezes 6 inches thick. We go out there and run around and skate on it. But I mean, as long as you keep a hole in it and the gases can come up. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons why fish die besides cold. Make sure you're disconnected. It might be too late now. Hopefully not. Disconnect your hoses from your spigots on the outside. I know a lot of us have those antifreeze spigots.
Plastic or styrofoam things over the...
Right, to insulate it. Right, do something to disconnect that hose or insulate it so it won't freeze. That's Marion's thinking about it now, like, shit, did I do that? It should be okay. If one heart freezes, usually the end of the world, hopefully. If you got animals, if you keep chickens, make sure I close a guillotine door on them so they can keep the heat inside.
I have a water heater. Cabinet doors.
And it's like
open your cabinet doors. Where?
The cabinet doors
for the chicken.
outside, like the faucets, things that are on outside walls.
Oh, so let some house heat out to the... Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
That's
I
clever.
learned that from living in Tahoe.
Okay. Tricks, I didn't know that trick.
Yeah.
And just stay warm. You know, if you remember those extra little things like if animals are outside, make sure they have. If you have horses and stuff like that, horse blankets. And I mean, I was told that this morning. I don't have horses, but somebody told me that in the gym this morning. So just remember that if you do have a pond and you keep it running, this is one thing I learned too. Check, because the waterfalls will freeze, and it's gorgeous when they do. I mean, they freeze and then they expand, and then the water will run over the freeze and get bigger and bigger, and you got to watch it. Because eventually what happens is the water will run out of the pond. It'll be so high that it'll run off the waterfall out of the pond and it will drain itself, which really isn't that big of a deal until you run your pump dry. And that is a big deal, then it becomes a $300 repair. So what's fun then is you take your 7-year-old and you put safety glasses and give him a big hammer. And let him go out there and just smash the waterfall down and then it refreezes again and you smash it down and refreezes. It's like endless entertainment for the next 6 months. Yeah?
My chicken go and knock the door until you open.
Oh, really?
And then you open the door and she goes.
She waits for you. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't know if you had any new ones right now, Mary. We've got a brand new Agnes. She's 6 months old. She just started laying. But she hasn't figured out how to lay in the coop yet. She's laying all over the yard right now. Well, she found the duck house that I built for the ducks, and I found a dozen eggs in there for the past week. Now, you got to get those out before it freezes, because they will freeze solid. And it's adorable when they do. They freeze and the eggshell cracks because everything inside expands. And then you can't eat the damn thing, which sucks. So, if you got an Agnes, check under all your bushes. Check in the last place you'd look for eggs, because she found it, and she's laying there.
Random place Easter every day.
Yeah, it's almost like that, just like there's like walking along like, whoa, I can lay right now. And then they do, and they go eat, you know, it's like they haven't quite figured out how to walk back.
You said Agnes? I thought you said Agnes.
Oh no, Agnes.
Agnes in...
Oh, no, Agnes. They try to think of good old lady names. Agnes, Bertha. Henrietta's a great old lady name. Gertrude, she died though, unfortunately. But good old lady names. Divas? The Divas? Yeah, I want to name one Snowball too for The Simpsons. But that's for the next batch we get. So anyway, just stay warm, stay healthy. Watch your cars. Coming home, I had to drive yesterday for part of the day to haul music equipment around, and I slid and turned 45 on an on-ramp coming on to 97. And I wasn't speeding, I was just going the speed limit, and I hit a patch of something. And I know earlier that day they were down putting the salts down. So I don't know what, and I know that the ramps freeze before the roads will usually, because a lot of them are exposed a little bit more. Bridges way more than even anything else, because there's nothing under them to insulate. Just be careful. Watch the torque. Cars have lots of torque. You push down that accelerator, and the wheels. It's like when I watch these fast kids in Total Fit run. They're so fast. And they run so fast sometimes their feet can't grab the ground enough and they just face plant. Your car will do that on ice, obviously, because you have no friction. You know, all that torque and no friction. You just be super, super careful. You know, cover up, obviously. Don't go barefoot because I'm going to lose my toes, according to Ashley. Well, A, I'm a guy, so I run a little bit warmer, because the guys seem to. And B, my feet are already ruined from 20 years of climbing, so whatever damage does, they're good. Used to it. Okay! This is your public safety announcement, not completed. So stay warm, stay healthy. That's what I really want to talk about. So.